Hello YouTube, Marauders here, and ever since the Switch was first announced and we first saw the Switch itself, there was one thing that a lot of people will all usually complain about, and that's the fact that this here is not a D-pad. But of course, the main reason it's not a D-pad is because Nintendo's philosophy is that you can just split up the Joy-Cons and give it to someone for them to play. And if this was a D-pad, this would make it very inconvenient and not quite usable as a controller itself, because you need the buttons to be separate in order to use it in like other situations, in actual gameplay situations. It didn't take too long for enterprising people to just print out a 3D sheath or something to cover this over to make it a D-pad, but those hack jobs usually don't work as well. So it didn't take too long for someone to come up with an actual Joy-Con that had a D-pad on it. So this is the Hori D-pad analog Joy-Con. Let me see what's the official name. Hori D-pad controller L Joy-Con. Whatever. Okay, so it's basically a left Joy-Con, but instead of buttons, you have an actual D-pad here. Now, there is one big difference about this thing though, and that is the fact that this doesn't have any wireless or battery functionality. So this Joy-Con only works in handheld mode. So no, you cannot use it in the Joy-Con holder, you cannot use it anywhere else. You can only use it while it's connected to the Switch itself. Let's just take a look at the physical appearance first. It pretty much looks exactly like a Joy-Con, no difference. Button design for the snapshot and the minus is a bit different. The material is different, fine. But this back knob here for the release button, it's raised up much higher. So the issue here is that if you had any of those like slip case or tight case that fits a Joy-Con perfectly, it's not gonna work with this because it's bumped out a bit. Another thing that I realized is that if you look at the height of the bumper, it actually protrudes out a little bit more than the normal Joy-Con's bumper. This actually makes it slightly, I can feel it more when I'm actually holding it to play. Can't say whether I find it more annoying yet, but sometimes when I'm pressing the trigger and my finger just brushes up, the base of my index finger just brushes up against it, I feel like I might actually accidentally snap it off. I don't know. It's definitely more, you feel its presence more than the normal Joy-Con one. Okay, so it looks fine. How well does it work? Let's see. It actually, it works. It feels really good. It feels comfortable. Feels like a first party D-pad. No complaints. It's not stiff like the GameCube controller that Hori has already made, and you can check out my review on my channel. It feels good. It's a D-pad. As a D-pad, there's no complaint about it. It works. Definitely going to makes it much easier when you're playing any sort of game that requires the D-pad for movement, like platformers or maybe like some arcade games like what I have. I'm like Final Fight, which I'm playing right now. So yeah, if you play the Switch, if you play this type of games on the Switch, and you play it on handheld mode a lot, because the main problem here is that this only works in handheld mode. Yeah, why not? This is great. If you feel that you can justify the cost for it, for something that only works in handheld mode, I don't see why not. Especially if you play games like this. Yeah, one thing that if you read on some reviews is that this actually sucks up the battery of the Switch, but that was because of the old firmware version. So as long as you keep your Switch up to date with the newest firmware, this thing is supposed to be fine. It's not going to eat up all the battery on your Switch. It's going to be fine. Yeah. So definitely recommended if you play handheld mode a lot, if you play arcade games a lot, and you want some better control on the D-pad. Okay, so that's it from me. I will see you all in the next video.